right, guys, thank you once again for tuning in to Overshot Paintball Podcast. This episode is awesome. I had a great time talking with Aaron Rios. Aaron Rios is a member of the mechanical team Saberwolves. Aaron's great. I've gotten to meet him a couple of times now, playing the ICCs and the ICPLs and everything like that. It was awesome to sit him down and chit-chat and really hang out with him. I had a great time. I have a funny feeling he'll be back on for other episodes. But before we get started with his episode, you know what time it is. I got to tell you about Dynana Sports. Man, they are awesome. It is super hot with the summer. It is insanely hot in the Northeast right now. So their gear is perfect. It was almost made for this weather. It is incredibly lightweight. And that is perfect for right now. Again, we had it at ICPL when it was down at OXCC. And this gear really helped keep us cool when it was super hot. Going to ICC, if you need anything, make sure you go. Let them know now so they could try and get it for you, but it'll be perfect for that because it's going to be very hot there. So make sure you go get yourself some SF joggers. Yeah, they got them. Get yourself a pair of grind air gloves. Yeah, they got them. And while you're there, get yourself a custom jersey made up for yourself. And if that's not your style, you can get one of the pre-made ones like the classic hardwood jerseys, like the Islander one behind me, which is right over there. Patty Gleason has all his off the leash stuff there, so some of his jerseys and stuff there, as well as Seattle Thunder, and they will be adding more and more all the time. Their website is dynanasports.com, and if you use code Overshot when you check out, you'll get 10% off everything in your cart. So definitely do that. Save yourself some money, get yourself some stuff, get lace stuff, and make sure that stuff is always Dynana Sports. I also have a ton of soft goods if you like hoodies. This hat I'm wearing is theirs too. They have a ton of stuff. So again, anything you put in your cart, use code Overshot when you'll check out. You'll get 10% off. And there's another company that keeps this podcast up and going for you guys, and that is Volcano. The guys at Carlos really crush it with their bag. Their bag is, again, right behind me, right underneath that Islander jersey. I love my Volcano bag. It's the only bag I use now. It's the only bag that ever is going to see my car from now on. It's the perfect size. It holds all my gear. It's really great. It's just great. I can't say anything else about it. The material's great. It's just perfect. Their website is volcanousa.com, and the code is Overshot10, and you'll get 10% off your bag or your shirt or your hats. They have plenty of soft goods and tech tees and things like that as well. So again, you'll get 10% off everything there with the code Overshot10, and that is volcanousa.com. And now we're going to get into the episode with Aaron. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you guys in the episode. All right, guys, so we are here with Aaron Rios, finally on the show. I didn't meet him. I talked to him at Woodsboro World Cup. We were trying to set this up. Life gets a little hectic. He's finally on, man. Welcome to the show, man.
So excited to be here, man. I love the show. I love what you're doing. We got to talk in New York a little bit about how you started this, why you started this. I've been wanting to be on this since I saw the beginning of it. So thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. And you were able to give me another Jaybird sticker, so I had to face them the right way on my laptop. So I'm much love and appreciated on that.
Dude, we sneak around. He sneaks around everywhere we go, the airport, everywhere we go. He's got stickers on him. And he's just slipping them everywhere. And I saw him put that one on there, and I went, no, that's Travis. No, well.
Like I said, I was totally fine, but he put it upside down compared to all my other stickers. So thank you for helping me out, dude.
We got you.
All right, cool. So we were talking about this off air. I'm going to start the show different. We're going to get to how you started at paintball, but first it's going to be the random question of the week. So Elon's launching people into space. Somebody just backed out and sent somebody up. If the offer came across your desk today, are you getting launched into space in one of Elon's rockets? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hell yeah, me too.
Instantly.
Why not, dude? Fuck it.
So I actually did see an article. It said like someone paid like millions of dollars to
28 million.
And then that person didn't go?
Nope.
Did they still pay?
I'm assuming. I don't know. I saw 28 million and then scheduling conflict.
You get scared?
I don't know. So they gave it. So the second place bidder he went up there. He actually sent his 18-year-old kid. I was just curious to know, man, would you do it? Would you be scared?
No, absolutely. That's something I thought about, hands down. I would be scared. Like I'd be up on there and I'd be scared. but I would do it. I mean, the chance to leave and to get into space, I think that's like what we're supposed to do. I mean, we gotta get out there. We gotta try new things, and if we're not, then we're gonna just wait for inevitable to happen. But yeah, I would definitely, I just would want to do it. To be one of the few, I'd want to do it.
Dude, 100% me too. Like I said, dude, like, can you imagine, like, you just get to peek and you get to see space for a second, how incredible that moment would be? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people probably think of that, and it's like, yeah, coming back is scary, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like, they'll get them out
full
of
on
there,
diaper action on the way back. Yeah.
and you're out there, but then coming back that's the scary part. So, yeah, no, as long as I at least get there and I saw it, coming back won't even matter, man. Like, once I did it, that's it.
Right, dude? People made it back. You'll be fine. But
Exactly.
that kid, I was reading an article the other day, so I was like, dude, that's what I'm going to ask him. That's going to be the question for this episode.
There's more water than anywhere, and as long as they hit the water, you're going to splash, right? So it'll be fun.
You'll be fine.
We'll be good. Yeah, I definitely would.
Well, cool.
I love that question because I did recently see that article. Yeah, I'd love to do that, man.
Yeah, I think it was Instagram I came across, and I knew it right away. I was like, bang. Because it's kind of interesting. You want to know, like, honestly, whether you say yes or no could tell a lot about you. Are you scared? Are you not willing to try new, like, simple question, but it says a lot about you.
I appreciated it too. It's crazy how we get our information though too. It's like, I did see on Instagram too. Now that I'm talking about it off Instagram, it more confirms the story. It's true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, those Instagram poops, man. You'd be surprised what you learn.
Exactly.
But all right, dude, of course this is a paintball show, so I gotta ask, dude, your first time playing paintball, where was it, and what kind, like, was it a wreck, like, what, tell me all about it.
It was the birthday party. One of my
birthday party
today. Yep, I know what I consider today to be my longest friend. Our moms have been kindergarten teachers together since we were in kindergarten. They're still teachers at that same school. We've obviously grown apart, but we still keep in touch through our moms. His first birthday, 12 years old, here in Georgia. We went to Ultimate Paintball. I remember leading up to it, he had kind of introduced me. He's like, he went and played. He introduced me to it. He showed me a little bit about it. I started doing my own research about it. We got to the field, and I'm immediately like, hey, that's one of those guns I saw in the magazine. That's one of those guns. I'm like, oh man, these guys are good here. And I was terrified. Like I was not ready for paintball my first time going out, man. I sat in the back.
Push up, go to hell, bro. You push up.
Yep. Nope. I was in the back. Just came off the field the full hopper every game. But I don't know why. Whatever it was, I mean, I remember being probably one of the few in that group that there's probably 15 kids in that group, and I was one of the few people that just was not up in the action shooting people. I was nervous. And but I came home and told everyone about it. I was like, that adrenaline rush though was unreal.
Still loved it.
Yeah. So now it's a challenge, right? Now it's like, okay, I don't want to just be scared and just let that be it. Right? I have to go back and now go shoot somebody. And now I have to go and get better.
Right. What field was this? What was the name of it?
So that was Ultimate. So I think it was Ultimate 2.0 even, which is like a second one, which is closed. It's gone. It's been gone for a long, long time. Very, very quickly after that, probably my second or third time playing was Paintball Atlanta. And that's really like where the story started.
Okay. Yeah,
Paintball Atlanta. Get my first high-end gun eventually. It was an 07 Ego, I think it was. I had this blue and gold Ego. It was very flashy. And I'm out there playing. Elliot Rodriguez is reffing.
Yeah, mutual friend. Hell yeah. Get out.
Yep, and that's how that started. He goes, hey, have you ever played and done this for real? And I was like, I don't know anything beyond right here at this rec field. I didn't know what paintball was yet.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we have a team. We got this, tournaments, everything else. So come back on this date and we'll get you started. And I said, okay. And he got me into the team. We would ref was it Wednesday and every Saturday. We'd ref for a half a case of paint each day. And then Sunday we'd all play with that free case of paint we got. And we had 10 or so kids that we all just did that with. And it was just like, from 12, 13 till probably 15 or so. We just did that for a few years and played local events. And that's how it all started. And Elliot and I have not played a full committed season of paintball on separate teams since that. So we've
That's
had
sick.
a
I love
long run
Elliot. He's the
together.
man.
Yeah.
So for people that aren't like we're mainly in the Northeast and stuff like that, what is Paintball Atlanta like? So mainly rec fields. They have a lot of airball fields. What's the setup like down there?
Man, if I started with that, I feel like it's not as appealing sounding to most the current day people, right? It's not all turf and all the beautiful things that you see all these big fields have.
Listen, bro, we don't have turf here on Long Island, bro. We don't have turf up here. Don't worry about it.
I don't know the actual statistic on this, but it's one of the longest running fields in the Southeast. I'm gonna say that. I remember when I was young. I mean, there was the first Paintball Atlanta that was up the street from where it is now. It moved. There's an indoor field. It moved to where it is now, and the field where it is now has lasted the longest. In my time playing there, it's gone through 2 owners. It was Mel in the beginning.
Oh, wow.
And now it's Lane Wright.
Yeah.
So getting to play and have him around, that was really kind of a cool dynamic, having him come to our local field. Paintball Atlanta's 2
nice
miles
little
away from my parents' house. Yeah. So, that's just where I grew up. That's where I've always played. And when he came around, that was a cool little dynamic.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, like, what are the rec fields like, though? Like, is it like castles and stuff? Is it woods? Yeah.
There's one woods field. There's a hyperball field. There's a mounds field and a hybrid field. Kind of thing. So it's recreational. It's all recreational intent. So we had a private airball field when Lane came around. He did set up a private airball field. We had Team Extreme. He brought back. I know you talked about Christian, Elliot. We all played on that team together.
Hell yeah.
The airball field's gone now, unfortunately. And the most successful fields, they kind of know that leaning towards the recreational side is where the money is. So that's what they have to do. Unfortunate for us.
Yeah, that's not the secret of business for paintball. Is fortunately the birthday parties make the money, so that's where a lot of people are going to focus.
One of the guys on our team, Jared Powell. Well, 2 of the guys, Jared Powell and Eric Evans, both running Insane in Chattanooga. They have the secret sauce. They've been doing pretty well and they're getting better and better. But I will say they just built a hyperball field. They put turf down underneath it and the hyperball field on top. One of my favorite fields to play on, man. It's so beautiful. It's pristine.
Oh, that's nice. Nothing's better than that. I mean, we'll get into it, but I mean, I hate saying bad things about things, but I mean, ICPL, the turf was not great on that hyperball field.
Oh no, for real? I didn't get to get that.
Oh, ICPL, dude, it was
I didn't get to play.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, it was like overlap. So there were like hills, dude. It was like Twist Ankle City. You really had to watch where you stepped, or you could go down.
Now you haven't been to Pittsburgh yet, have you? You haven't seen this new turf they have at ICC, have you?
See, I haven't been to any of the practices. The last time I was there was the last ICC.
Yeah, me as well. So I am excited to see that because they've changed the layout, which will be interesting because I've not seen the new field, so I don't know how effective it is. But if I'm picturing the last layout in my head, having turf makes things like the snake and those front positions a little bit more reachable sometimes.
Way better.
Those fast guys that can slide on turf.
Well, if you remember, at like the end of the day, they put like that little strip of turf like right before the snake on either side, so you had like a little slide pad.
No, we all felt bad for anyone playing snake still. Like, it didn't matter. I had a couple, but Elliot, he was diving in there. He was doing his thing, but I'm like, I'm lucky I'm not diving on this, man.
Yeah, my brother shredded his jersey by the end of that event. The like all here was done. Jersey was in the garbage.
Yeah.
But it should be better this year. I don't want to go.
Kind of complain about terrain. I'm so sick of listening to people online right now complaining about Philadelphia.
My!
I'm so tired of that, man.
I can't even because the airball field I play on is like all like rocks and dirt, dude. There's like no grass, so you getting zero sympathy from me, dude. Like zero.
I can't say I played back in the day. I grew up watching and like passionately falling in love with the game back in the day. And part of what I saw and the guys I've grown up to, I grew up watching, I've gotten to now meet, which, that was part of paintball. Depending on what part of the country you're in, depending on what part of the terrain is different. If you're out in California, they put you 100%. In the sand. If you're out in Arizona, you got you in the dirt. You got in New York, it's gonna be a little swamp. Like, that's part of it, right? So like, show up, adapt, be ready to win. Nowadays, though, you got the cancel culture involved, and it's just Tom Cole's fault. Tom Cole, why didn't you show up to Philadelphia 2 months in advance and plant grass yourself?
Yeah. No, you're right, dude. And they always got to look right. Tom Cole's fault. I
love Tom.
Let's not even talk about like they gave us a nice venue, and then because it rained, we absolutely destroyed that fucking park the last time I was in Philly. So like, realistically, why would they give us a good spot? Yeah, how much did it cost them to replace all the grass?
That's what I mean. It's like, I don't know. When I was young, I started working in like retail and things, and so like I always just give people the benefit of the doubt because people love to bitch. Like they'll come angry. It's like just what's wrong?
Yeah.
You don't understand what's going on. They don't understand what Thomas.
That's how you should start most conversation these days.
Exactly. It's like
people. What's wrong? Just tell me what's wrong.
What are you angry about?
No, it's too funny you said that. I won't get the more NXL Philly because we'll get it as we get down the lineage. But so you moved to Paintball Atlanta and you kind of meeting Elliot. What was the first team you were on? Like, what was the team name and the kind of dynamic and what you guys kind of do?
Atlanta Assault. And I will forever be upset that I do not have a jersey. We had long sleeves. We had some blue long sleeves with white Atlanta Assault. And I never got one. I don't know why.
That's gangster. We don't need jerseys.
Yeah, no, it's just long sleeves. We were kids, man. We were all real young kids. With Elliot's dad was a big part of helping us, get everyone there, get our stuff there.
Shout out, Pop.
We started playing the GFOA, which is the Georgia Field Owners Association. That was our local thing. There's a lot of good teams. Remember, like, what was it? Hot Shot Kids or Breakout, Atlanta Breakout, which came out of like the Carolina region. Back in the day, they were a big like CFOA team. They'd always come down and win the events because they had all the resources.
Right, they had the players. So for people that aren't from that area, is that like the main league in the area, or was the main league at the time?
Back 10 years ago, it was. That was the Georgia.
Right, that's why I went back and it was like, whoa, that could have been a long time ago. So at the time, like CFOA was the bee's knees.
Yeah, it's the way back in the day, the MSPA. Are you familiar with the MSPA?
Mm-hmm. I am not.
That was the big mechanical division. That was gone. Okay. And then once X-Ball kind of picked up, I think that was kind of the next tournament series in line was the GFOA, which just was all X-Ball. It was all airball. Mm-hmm. So we played that. We learned that format. That's awesome. Kind of what we grew up on, was playing X-Ball.
Yeah, so is that a 3-man or a 5-man league?
That was a 5-man. Yeah, that was 5-man. We probably had close to 10 guys. That's back when you'd run line 1, line 2, line 1, line 2. So I think we had about 10 guys at least, so we could have that A line, B line kind of thing. Right.
No, dude, that's awesome. So actually, before we keep going, because we will keep going, but I got to ask, because you're from the Atlanta area, and I know Elliot's a big Hawks fan. I mean, crushing elimination from the playoffs, but
man, I love the chance to go to a game. I love the chance to sit down if I'm off and enjoy a drink at a bar and watch a game. I don't get a chance to do that enough. So I don't follow nearly as much as Elliot does. I normally am checking in with Elliot, like, yo, what happened last night? And he's like, yo, man, we're good. I'm like, okay, good. But I'm born and raised in Atlanta. So yeah, I'm a big Atlanta, unfortunately, a big Atlanta fan.
If it makes you feel better, I'm a Jets fan, dude. So like, yeah. I'm right there with you, dude.
But yeah, Atlanta's been doing well. And the Hawks, man, I think they're my understanding of them right now, they're in a really good rebuild, right? So this is a really, really young team. I think I saw most of them were like 23, 24-year-old players, like our starting 5.
Yeah, dude.
So, the next 3-4 years, I think those guys could be
looking promising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to be out of their rebuild soon. I think you're going to see them probably get another probably good player to help them push them over the edge and to go with their young
That'd be cool.
talent.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think we had like Vince Carter. I think didn't we have recently? I think had Vince Carter on our team or something like that.
The year before, yeah, he retired.
Before.
Yeah.
That was
He's on
cool to
TV
see.
now.
I
He
grew
talks
up.
about it.
Yeah, I grew
Dude,
up
right?
watching
Those
all those
dunks.
slam dunk competitions. Yeah, having him around. He's a little older now, but I mean, still having him around was cool.
No, dude, for sure, especially for the young guys. But all right, cool. That was just something because I'm a big sports fan, so I had to ask. Okay, we'll get back to the paintballs. So, when was your first national event? When was the first time you kind of like had to travel a little bit to put your skills on display?
Oof. So if I had to think of the year, my first national event I went to was a World Cup. I went and just watched. First event I ever got to go to. Elliot, 2 or 3 of our good friends, one of our parents drove us down there, and we got to go and just watch the event. It was actually the first. Man, I want to say it was like no, maybe 2009, 2010 range.
Okay.
Remember Tim Montrester? They were playing on Chicago Aftershock. They played the Russians in the finals, and the Russians 7-0'd them, which was like everyone's like so excited to see this finals match, and then a 7-0 was like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was like Keith Brown's first pro event. He was 18. We were 18, I think, at the time, or close to. I think we were like 16, 17. And
Yeah, so you're like,
thinking,
damn, that
this
guy's
so
my
young.
age.
Yeah, he's right there. And
Yeah.
now he's in the pro field. His first point was against the Russians. He made Snake off the break. He's fast as anything. Everyone was like, whoa. Yeah, I mean, that was the first time we had to go down and see the whole thing. First time we played, I'd gotten on to Adrenaline Army, which was after our Atlanta Assault kind of organization fell apart. Elliot and I just started going on PB Nation. We're looking for teams. We're like, what's the best ranked team in Georgia that we can go and push ourselves? Like, I want to find who's the best. Like, where are we on this map? We found out there's nothing in Georgia. Like, there's just nothing in Georgia. There was a Division II team, Adrenaline Army, that Barry Ewell, Jeremy Ewell, the Ewell family, shout out to all of them. This became our first family. Elliot and I went down there and tried out for this team, made the team. And this is where we learned what, being a family was about, having being on that team that just was committed to playing a series. We started doing the PSPs, and I mean, we were the most competitive and the highest ranked team in Georgia at the time, but going national level, we didn't have that teamwork, that unity yet. And
dude, it's tough when you're the best player in the area. You got no one to push you, so it's
exactly. We could practice in the area and do well, go to the event and get smoked, and just wonder what's going on. So that was, unfortunately, I think the death of the team after about a good 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, we did have a good run.
Wow. What were some of the highlights when you're on that team? Or were some of like the some of the higher points? Any podiums, like stuff like that?
Oh man,
damn!
It was a. We learned how to be a family, like off the field. We were good friends.
Perfect. So you really welcomed the Saberwolves thing. So when you went to the Saberwolves, you were like, yeah, dude, this winning thing is fucking nice, dude.
I can't tell you, man. That was. Well, it started with Team Extreme. That was where Elliot and I, as kids, before we both started being around Paintball Atlanta, Team Extreme came from Paintball Atlanta. They dominated the Southeast. That was the dream, right? And the best Team Extreme players went to the Philadelphia Americans. Was it Jason Green? He managed the field I played at, and he was the guy that was there every single day, every weekend. I met him, and he's a very humble person. I mean, you won't find, there's no footage of him. There's no almost evidence that this man played paintball. And he's one of the best paintball players in the world. And
that's insane.
To have him he brought us into it, but we didn't know quite what he had done yet.
Right.
And so having him around, having him tell us the stories, he brought around his world championship ring from 2004 that they had won. It was real. I have 3 of them now, but they're the new NXL ones.
They're big.
He had a real one.
Yeah.
And had him bring those out, and then he gave all of us jerseys. We all have a Jason Green Philadelphia American jersey, the old school jersey still. We all kept. that was kind of where
Dude, that's
we
dope.
built
That's
our
dope.
roots from and wanted to become. So it was either Team Extreme or Philly Americans. When Lane came back and bought Paintball Atlanta, he brought back Team Extreme. And that's where we met Christian. Christian came to that tryout.
Okay.
Elliot and I, the Adrenaline Army fell apart. So we're kind of looking for a team. The field 2 minutes up the road, my old home field, Lane Wright's running it now, and he's bringing back Team Extreme. I'm like, oh, this is
Writing's on
like
the wall.
Dream come
Perfect.
true. I remember messaging Lane and being like, hey, what's this team you're bringing? Like, I you don't know me.
Yeah, I'm down to clown.
But I have to be a part of this. Came to the tryouts. Luckily, Elliot and I were the only Division II players at the time at that tryout, so we made the team. Got to be a good part of the team. We got a huge group of people. We had a kids line, a D4 line, a D3 line. We had 30, 40 people at our practices that would come out, and it was a really fun time, man.
Wow.
Gant McClellan was coaching the team. I owe a lot to Gant and a lot of what he's taught me as a player and just my whole network of people I've met in paintball.
Yeah, no, I bought a Meteor because of him.
I probably can shoot guns as fast as I can because of him and his explaining, you know, I used to hang out at his house all the time. We go over and I saw what Meteor was. I mean, his whole setup he had in his house, and we used to just put guns together and autococker parts together. And you teach me, like, we just set up and just thousands of, like, you know, one-step processes of just doing this and doing this. But understanding the mechanics of a gun, that was the year we got into the Saberwolves. That was the year we got those CVOs. That was the year we got those, you know, the faster guns. And because I understood it, I think that's what helped me tune mine up to how I liked it to be able to shoot it quicker and whatnot. But
yeah, no, because we'll get into your fast trigger finger, but that's a little bit further down the road. So, but that's awesome. So this sounds more like an organization kind of thing. I mean, 40 people, so this was a big deal.
It was, and that was Lane's goal. It was to have this, you know, something that we can. My mom's calling me. Can I tell her I'm on this podcast real fast?
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm recording a podcast right now live, and I'm on the phone with you. I'll call you back after. I love you.
Shout out to all the moms out there. Shout out, moms.
Yeah. So, you know, that was the goal. And it sucks how short-lived it was because we had all the right pieces. We put everyone together. We decided, what's for the very first event, let's go play a local 10-man mechanical event. It was in North Carolina at one of the Rock Hill fields, and we won. We brought back Jason Green. We brought back Lane. Actually stepped on and played with us. We brought back Dirty Dave from the old Doc's Raiders days. I mean, these guys that, like, I mean, I grew up knowing and looking up to. I finally got to play with them, and I was like, oh man, I've been practice. I'm a lot better now. Like, let's play.
I promise I'm better now.
Exactly. I'm like, I feel like I deserve to wear the same jersey as you now. We're good. We won our first 10-man event. That was amazing feeling. Then we went and played X-Ball. We went to the MSXL, which was the in Nashville. Pretty big X-Ball series in the Southeast. Probably the biggest in the Southeast right now. They're running things. We showed up.
Right, and they go far. They're all the way in the Midwest too. It's a big league. Big league.
Yeah, they come up. Yeah, they do. They go up to the Midwest now, I think. We won the very first, the one and only event we showed up at. I know the team we played in the finals was the consistent winner, and so it was a good game, and we had a big comeback win. But that was a very, very.
Oh, you guys think you're the shit around here? Not no more.
Exactly. That was a very, very emotional game. I actually, unfortunately, I moved to Minnesota, and I knew I was moving away a week or two after that event. So I knew this was going to be my first X-Ball and last X-Ball event with this team that I had grown up idolizing. And but it was me and my friends now getting to wear the jersey. So we won that event, and you know, I was breaking down. I was like really in that moment. And that's something that I'll forever remember. And unfortunately, not too much longer, the team kind of just fell apart. And the Division III team, at least our line, and they held on to the kids team for a
Tail is
little
all this
bit.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, but when the kids hadn't been there and done that yet and seen it, and we weren't around anymore for them to look up to, I think that's kind of what deterred them from coming back.
Right.
It's really unfortunate to see that team fall apart, but very luckily, Gant, right towards the end of that, Gant pulled me and Elliot over to the Saberwolves, introduced us to the Saberwolves when they had a 10-man tournament at Paintball Atlanta. Lane hosted a 10-man event, 2017, I think it was, in December.
Yeah.
That was our first time meeting the Wolves, first time hearing about the Wolves, really.
Yeah.
Gant said, these are the guys I play with, and we trusted him. Immediately met some of our closest and best and longest friends we'll ever have in our lives, and I'm just so blessed. From that moment on, it's just, that's it.
Yeah, the Wolves tail is long. But real quick, I just want to go back for a sec. You moved to Minnesota. Why did you move to Minnesota? Was it a school kind of thing, job kind of thing? Was it a parents are moving up there? So I kind of
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and very interesting. I got a chance to play an event with Vintage.
Oh, hell yeah. That's fucking sick.
Aaron Tholey's team, Vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only, I looked up, immediately I'm moving. I'm like, local paintball fields. What do we got? Air Assault Factory. I knew that was a team that was up there. I knew that kid from YouTube, Chris Noddings.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid growing up for years, I watched his shooting videos in his backyard, and then he had a paintball field in his backyard. And I'm like, I'm moving to Minnesota. That guy lives in Minnesota. I'm like, I need to be on his team.
I got to find this dude.
I talked to him. Unfortunately, never got to connect with them. But I drove to Wisconsin, played out at Vintage, and I connected with Aaron Tholey through our connections with the Philadelphia Americans and guys I knew he knew. I said, hey, so I know these people. I got a name drop, I know these people. You know these people. You should know how good I am, roughly. Like, can I come play with them?
Right.
That's so funny. So, yeah, he let me come play with them, and that's where I went and practiced and whatnot. It's crazy, man. Where are you located?
I live on Long Island, so I live in New York.
Oh, okay. How far are you from, or how close are you to Massapequa?
Oh, Massapequa, dude, like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. I went to New York once to like visit. It was one of my good friends growing up. His family's from Massapequa, so like they took me up there and we hung out. That's the only time I ever went and hung out in New York. Besides when you and I were there.
Yeah, dude, that's sick. Not a lot. Like, it's a Massapequa was not an easy one to say. So when you busted that out, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, Pequa, dude. I grew up. He taught me how to play lacrosse, and he came down just Pequa. I mean, yeah. So I grew up this kid.
So cool. Actually, you dropped a little something. We'll take a little sidetrack. We could talk about lacrosse. Did you play any other sports growing up?
Well, baseball was it. From
okay
walking until high school, I played baseball. My freshman year in high school, there was probably 2 or 3 kids that I was in conditioning with freshman year that are playing in the majors right now. So, I mean, my school I came from had talent. I wasn't doing well academically. High school was a good little like, oh, you got to start trying now. So, unfortunately, I had to put sports aside freshman year. Sophomore year, my buddy was just like, he played lacrosse. And so I was just like, I hung out with him all the time. We'd be in his backyard. He'd make me throw the stick with him. So I, eventually was like, let's try it, something else. And I liked, baseball, man. Did you ever play baseball?
Yep.
Okay.
It's too long. I couldn't do it.
Pitcher's about to throw the ball. In your head, you're like, okay, if the ball goes here, I do this. If the ball goes there, I do that. Predetermine everything that's about to happen. Action.
Yep.
I can't do that, man. Paintball, nothing. You could put the same game 100 million times. Never going to happen the same way. Never.
Dude,
lacrosse was kind of like that for me, and that's what I liked about it so much because I was already playing paintball for so long. When I played lacrosse, I was like, I do like this independent dynamic. Like, I mean, I can really be my own person, have my own style, have my own, you juke someone out, everyone's watching that. You go shot. I like those moments. You get to the 50-yard line,
you break the dude's ankles.
Those big moments, those moments you live for, man.
Dude, 100%. It's like you said, the perfect combination of your skills, but the team skills too. Like you said, you got to crawl down to the 50 to shoot like 4 guys, but yeah, the dude behind you kind of put the corner in so you could do that. Vice versa. I'm sure. I'm not like I played a little lacrosse. I'm not super well versed in lacrosse, but I'm sure a similar situation. Yeah, you got to do these guys break these guys' ankles, but because of the way the dudes are spread out, it gives you the room, etc., etc.
Exactly, and you still gotta. I mean, I feel like baseball is just the most cut and dry version of all of that, right? I mean,
yeah,
not to take away from guys who play baseball, not to discredit any of those guys. I mean, you have a 190 mile an hour fastball coming in, you got to hit that thing. Yeah, that's not an easy task.
Dude, the hardest thing to do in sports is to hit a baseball.
It is. It's not an easy thing at all. I remember as a kid, even growing up, the first year I played at All Stars, we were humbled. Our coach humbled us. This is a memory I will have. We were all probably 16 at the time, and he entered us into a 18 and up tournament. There was a wood bat tournament. So we're all these kids we actually had a good year winning, and we all used to use aluminum bats that were drop 13, right? And then we went to a wood bat tournament where you can only have a drop 3, which is like means the bats were a lot heavier than we were used to.
Heavy. Yep.
And
you got 18-year-old throwing fucking gas.
Exactly. So none of us could even get this bat around, let alone how fast they're coming in. We had like 2 guys get on base the whole tournament. I mean, we got humbled. And that was the whole message. The coach was just like, so y'all know now like what we're trying to get to? Okay, let's get back to work. Cool. And that was
dude, smart though. That's a smart dude. That's a smart dude. Like, because I would have said, like, dude, I ain't shit now.
Yep. You and I were joking about coaching patterns earlier, just, people that are kind of tough, and that I love that, man. Like, I need that, especially when it comes to sports. Like, I'm so competitive, and I do kind of step out of line every now and then. That's why I'm very thankful for my teammates. They've straightened me out a little bit and kept me calm. But having that coach that really can find your strength and then exploit it and push it, I love that, man. And like, dude, I love that.
We were talking about this off air, but I love being coached hard. Like, I don't need attaboys and pats on the butts and good job. Like, dude, we're out here to fucking win, dude. And if we're not fucking winning, there's a problem. Like, that's the end of the story.
Exactly. And that's a huge, like, if you don't have that attitude, I just started coaching with the team this year recently, and I've really helped out with one event. But I've been available to them as much as I can and working with them. And just a group of guys locally that I love playing with. And the reason why I actually reached out to this team and I said, hey, I want to try coaching. I've never done it before. I just want to try it. And the reason why I want to work with your team is because I really feel like you have the right mentality of I can step in and say, hey, I need to let you know this was wrong and this is what we're going to do better. And no one's going to say anything back. Everyone's willing to take that and move forward. And that meant I love that, man. Right. Like, they all want to learn. Yeah. And
right. No one's going to sass you back. Everyone's going to be like, yes, sir. Yeah.
Not like, and I was probably that guy. Like, I was that kid growing up, unfortunately. and it's, I'm going to make an excuse. I'm going to blame the reason why it was just because, like I said, we jumped on this D2 team, and like Division 2 is pretty competitive nowadays. I mean, you're playing D2 or semi-pro or pro, and you're up there, right? Yeah. So we had this in our head that we're the only D2 guys in Georgia, and we could show up and play most places. And unfortunately, we just didn't have anyone to compete against. So that builds your ego, it inflates your ego in a false way. So you show up to a national event, you get humbled, and unfortunately, that's something that I had to go through. Right? I used to be a very cocky, very person. People that know me well still tell you I'm much better. But
trust me, I'm much better.
much better. No, for real though. And that's one big thing about the Wolves, man. Meeting the Saberwolves, I feel like my whole paintball career started. I'll say it started with the Wolves.
No, perfect. Let's get right back into it. I know I kind of sidetracked with some of my dumb questions that I asked, but we were literally right up. You said your first event with the Wolves is. I know it's my show. Technically, I can ask whatever I want, but
yeah,
you were talking about Paintball Atlanta, your first time 10-man with the Wolves, dude. So who was there? Like, who was there from the team? You said it was your first time meeting all these dudes.
It was Justin, his daughter Anna. I did know already Jacob Bird. He comes from Team Extreme Roots. And this was another cool thing, man. This is what was so interesting was I got there and I started, talking to these guys and, oh, this is where I come from. You feel like you gotta explain where you came from in paintball to explain how good you are, right? I played for this team, this team, this team. You heard of them? Okay, so you know I'm good. Okay. So we're talking, and a lot of us came from the same roots. And that was what Elliot and I started realizing. It was like, oh, wait, you played on Team Extreme? Like, what years? And he's like, oh, this year. And then we'd hear all these stories, man. And that's one thing about me, man. When it comes to my paintball, is this whole thing is a story. Right? Like, I love writing my story, man. I love hearing people's story. That's why you're doing this podcast, right?
Dude, and every day we're adding pages, bro.
Exactly. The coin thing that they're doing, the coin duel, I love those concepts because that's the reason why we have to be doing this. You're not going to remember the wins. You're going to remember those just moments and those people Jacob Bird, Jonathan Swanson, these are guys that all came from Team Extreme and they've been playing on the Wolves this whole time too. And so it's like to get closer to them and to hear stories about them, and they start filling in these blanks. I'm like, wait, I remember hearing about him do that. And then they're like, well, yeah, what you didn't know was that night at the strip club, he did that. And it was like, oh. So like them adding to that story and getting to hear all those and just filling all the blanks in between. And it was so cool. And then getting to meet other people. And Justin, I mean, you've met Justin. Justin's a incredible human being to know. And the stories that he tells, they go on. And
oh yeah, dude, I love Justin. His stories go on for days. I think he's so intelligent. Like, I love just talking with him. He's always like dropping little insight, like, and stuff like that. I love it, dude.
There's a point, I'm pretty sure, at every event where one of us will ask him a question about his job, a story about paintball, a past tournament, whatever it may be.
Yeah, a snake he caught in the backyard. Yeah.
Whatever it may be. Within 30, 45 minutes, that one person asking him a question is now our whole team sitting in a circle, just listening to Justin talk. And he's still going on the story, but people just keep coming. And I mean, the man attracts that,
Yeah, no, like, so we were doing our show with him, and like he'd be talking, and then like he would like stop talking, and like it'd be silent for a second. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to ask a question. Shit. Like, because I was just so invested in what he was saying, and I like totally forgot that, like, yeah. He's the best, dude. He's the best.
Wild stories from that guy, but yeah. They so to answer your question about the Atlanta event, though, I couldn't tell you the whole roster that was there. Jared Powell, I know, was there. Him and I played together. Carl Pointer, I know he was there at the time.
Yeah, because they were on your team for a little bit, the Pointer brothers, man.
Oh, dude, and that's a good little chapter too, because they got me into the whole. Well, Carl runs Dye's page, so I mean, I always reference my generation because I hate geeking out about how cool certain things were for me to be. So like to see myself on Dye's Instagram, like, that is so cool, man. And it's just because when I was 12, man, I've been following that page for a long, long time and seeing all my biggest stars on that page. And now to see like me in a Saberwolves jersey on the Dye page, I'm like, that's super cool. And it's because I met Carl and because I met those guys. So yeah, I mean, that's
no quick little side story, which might even get myself in trouble. So I play with my brother. Like, my brother's my number one stunner. We go everywhere together. We shoot everyone together. I remember watching the Pointer brothers, looking at my brother. I'm like, yo, we could fuck these guys up. We got to find these guys. We got to fuck these dudes up. We're better than them.
Hey, so, I mean, I'll say, I don't know if you just saw, I think their most recent post, those guys in the woods, those two together in the woods.
Yeah, they're real deal.
Yeah, they are, man. But beyond paintball, I don't know if you know much about them in the BMX world. They're bike riders.
I do, because I'm a huge extreme sports guy. I know they're the bee's knees, dude. They're what's up.
Their paintball skill, and I don't mean to offend, I mean, their paintball skill is above average, but their paintball skill, to what I see of their BMX skill, I'm like, why do you even play paintball? Like, I saw Carl ride a bike for the first time, and I was just like, holy jeez.
Right. Why don't you focus everything in that, dude?
Yeah, make money.
Go make money. Don't get her playing paintball being stupid, man.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely glad they do, man. I love seeing Carl around. I've gotten to be around the like I love going to the NXL events now and just seeing Carl. You see in the back of the Ghost Sports just on the field taking pictures. I'm like, oh, there's Carl, there's Carl. Or just
Yeah,
I've gotten to hang out in the pits now a little bit, and every time I see him, I'm always just going hang out with him and talk to him. So unfortunately, he doesn't play with us anymore, but we're still all family. So like when we get a chance to see him, man, it's always a good time.
yeah, always a good time. I know because I don't see them anymore. Like I, I think the younger brother was trying to play for a little bit. I saw him roster on a couple teams, but I don't really see them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kyle. Kyle, I haven't seen as much around as much. Carl being more active in die still.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he'll still hop on teams here and there. I think he's got pretty good rapport with like some of the far side and other teams. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope he still keeps playing because I mean he definitely has a lot of skill. That guy, and we played our first event with the Saberwolves together. My first 10-man was with him on my team, so I'll always remember that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. So, what was your first win with Saberwolves?
I think it was Maryland. It was the OXCC in Maryland.
Yep.
That was the first win with the Wolves. Elliot and I it was in perfect fashion too, because I remember just being up at the center 50, which kind of been my unfortunate home. And when I get up there and it's mid-game and I can look over and I can see Elliot and the Snake 50 next to me, him and I have that chemistry, man, where it's like no matter where we are on the field, we will link up. I could be on the, we'll say sub 50 and he's in the Snake 50, or whether it's Dorito 50 or the Snake 50. We could be on the furthest points of the field, but him and I will link up at some point in the game. And when we do, we normally finish whatever's about to happen. And so those moments kept happening that game, and we were looking at each other, and I very, in a cocky manner, in just my old form, we used to do the howl. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Time. Now we've reserved it for only when we win. The howl is for the victory at the end. It's to let everyone know when they hear that howl, the Wolves won.
That's right.
But it used to be a confidence boost. It used to be every game going into this, get hyped.
Right, rah-rah thing.
Mid-game against Baltimore Revo and the gentleman, the violent gentleman. And I'm at the center 50 howling. Just howling. And afterwards, everyone's like, oh, God, I heard you howling in the middle of the game. And I was like, Rios, shut up. Keep playing. I knew in that moment, I'm like, hey, it's looking really, really good right now. And I want everyone to know and to feel it and to, be grooving. And that's kind of my thing, man. If I can get up there and I can cause damage and I see the opening, I got to let everyone know. And then my guys come in to finish it out, and we did. It was awesome.
I love it, dude. I love that little shit talk and that little banter, dude. If you can't take it, dude, you're fucking mentally weak, dude. And you know what? I think it literally makes the game so much better, dude. Because, like, if you don't tell me that the people on the sidelines were listening to you howl, going, yeah, let's fucking go. You're out of your mind, dude. It makes the game so much better.
I've never been told by a single person that they like that. Everyone hates the howl. So, of course, I'm going to keep howling. That's
dude,
that's
100%.
the feel I need.
It's like when you hear someone say, like, hey, man, don't call me this. I don't like it. That is the only thing I'm going to refer to you as from now on. Why did you even say that? That's your new nickname. You're an idiot, dude.
You're always howling. And, well, we'll say, I mean, we had a great run in the beginning. Like, we came into this whole thing strong, right? I mean, I think
fucking hot,
we got
dude.
the ball rolling before most teams did. And I think that's what had our, the advantage we had was that when we showed up, we were there to win and compete and to play, and we had that experience to do that. Beginning of 10-man was a little bit of nostalgia and fun, and but after the first couple of years, it quickly turned to some really competitive high-end play now, which I think it's still very underestimated by people that have never tried it. If you haven't tried a 10-man, it's not fat guys running around in the woods anymore, easy kind of thing. Everyone's
Bro, if
there.
you listened to 90+ episodes of this podcast and you haven't tried a 10-man yet, the way I've been ranting and raving about it, I don't understand, dude. 10-man is where it's at.
Yeah. And that's what I love to see. Even you'll still see it. You see it more and more in the NXLs. I was watching one of what Infamous has a good YouTube channel now behind the scenes, what they do at their NXL events and whatnot. And I saw their coach. He was like, they just got off their 10-man win. And he was ranting and raving. He's like, y'all playing behind balloons. This isn't paintball. And I will say that, man, I grew up. So what got us motivated to switch over to the Wolves, I'll throw this in the story, is Elliot and I both remember having conversations and talking about this and agreeing that we looked at our favorite players, right? Like the Oliver Langs, the Ryan Greenspans, the guys that, really have mastered this craft, right? If you're going to consider who's mastered this craft, how did they do it? They learned this. Second step was this. Third step was this. And that's how they got to that point where we just jumped into third step. And if there's one thing I hate, it's being referred to as a millennial. And that's the most millennial thing there is, right? To just jump to the final step and expect results. So,
right. Really you're just taking a cannonball right into the deep end.
Exactly. And we did that, right? We played Division II and we had no results, right? So we could say we're the best guys in Georgia. We could try to brag about these things. We had nothing to back that up. So it really was just, we had a really good group of guys that just didn't have that just the click. And once we finally got to be, with the Wolves and to see this, things started to really develop and our game started to develop. And that's what we wanted, was like, let's go back to learning this 10-man style, time management. If you could find 10 guys in the woods and call them out to your teammates, 5 guys in an airball field is really freaking easy. Like, they're right there. Like, I can see all of them. The gun shoots itself.
Yeah, I can see there's definitely 2 going to the left. There's definitely 2 going to the right, for sure.
2-on-2, this, that, there, that. You know their jobs already. You know what they're trying to do. You know what their objectives are. Even in a woods ball field, you don't even know what you could call out a bunker, but you don't know what that guy's intentions are. Is he at number 1 or is he the 2? Is he about to crawl it on the inside, or is he gonna try to push on the wire? You have no idea. There's no predicting. It's just a very natural kind of game where X-ball, I mean, I've gotten to play at a higher and higher level now, and the higher level you get to, it's more predictable. I think playing at a pro level is, I want to say, easier, because those guys are obviously really, really good, but you can predict what's going to happen, where then you go jump on like a D4 field and the guys are making moves. You're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Yeah. So, I mean, 10-man has just such a...
It's funny going back to...
that pushes you.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny going back to what we were saying before. As you're talking about baseball, it's almost like paintball at the higher level is more like baseball, where it's very predictable. Like you said, the guy's either going to do A or B, and it's almost like the thing is predetermined. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which it's still fun, and I think it's fun because it's something that I still have to check off on my to-do list, is to get to that pro X-ball field. But
I think anything at the higher level, like, maybe fun's not the right word, but any true competitor wants to compete at that level regardless of the kind of game it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Being in that environment, I've been fortunate to be around the Columbus level camp recently.
Those dudes are dope. A couple of them on the show, man. Respect to those guys.
I love all those guys. They are cool guys. And just being around them and like-minded people that are just like, I mean, I've got a chance to go now and be around a lot of just pro teams. It's just like when you're around guys that are like, we're all here to be the best. Like, that's it. We're the top. How many pros are there really in the world? There's 20 teams?
Yeah, 5 starters. So 100 people?
It's like, to be part of that, it takes a mindset.
In the world. In the whole world.
Yeah. So, like, when you're around those people and you see how close they all are to each other too. I've always been told growing up, the pro league's a fraternity. If you're not in it, you're not in it. And so it is interesting seeing the difference in the 2 different styles. But us going back to playing 10-man was more of a step back to learn about the game. And now us going back into X-ball, or myself at least, Elliot, I don't know what his goals are, what his plans are in the next few years, but for me, I'm trying to play X-ball again. I definitely want to get back into it. And it's helped. 10-man has helped.
Oh, for sure. It's helped my skill on the X-ball field, like, for sure. Like, especially communication and things like that. Now I'm always talking to dudes. It helps.
Mm-hmm. It's like you can slow things down more, I feel like, now. Because I've used to that 10-man
You can control the game.
Yeah. When I used to play, I mean, it was just that adrenaline, man, it just takes over. But now they're right there. I see the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just take a deep breath, figure out what to do, execute it. That's it.
Right, especially in the low body situations. You know what I'm saying? It gives you that like almost like composure. You know to be able to pull them out.
Exactly. That's what we had to practice last weekend. Actually, we practiced with the Misfits last weekend here at Paintball Atlanta. A couple of the Saberwolves guys that were local and some of the Misfits guys getting some practice in for the ICC. We did some low body stuff.
I love low body stuff. I think that's the way to go. That's how you learn how to close games.
We're doing 3-on-6s with 1 minute time to close. So that was fun.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good drill, man. That's a good drill. I like it. All right, cool. So, you know what? Let's just get right into it. So, actually, no, I got one more thing before I want to go into there first. So, Woods Ball World Cup, I think it was a great event. I want to continue to help them promote it for next year. So, it's bigger and better. You guys were there. I see you taking a deep breath. I know you guys want to play better. You'll get into it. But in general, tell me about the event. Did you guys enjoy the fact that it was all woods field, stuff like that? What did you guys, just give me an overall view. Did you think Dilly Dilly's donuts stink? Did Dilly Dilly do a good job of keeping you guys fed?
I'm going to start with that real fast. If you don't know, Dilly Dilly has these lemonade slushies. Oh, man, they're to die for. I'm addicted to them, man. Every time I see Frank, I'm like, I need a lemonade slushie. So, kind of to go back on the whole story thing, right? New York was a chapter to my story, right? And that's what I'm excited. That's why I'm very glad we played that event. I loved being there to hear just the pastime and the history that field had. I mean, from the second I arrived, continuously until I was leaving, I just kept hearing new things about like, oh, this field is where this happened. This field is where this happened. It was just like, oh man, like this, like,
yeah.
And I'm glad I'm here right now. Like, this is my chance now to write in my chapter and my story. So that always motivates me. That always is my fuel to my fire.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, people before me that I wanted and I looked up to did this, my turn, right? So I loved the atmosphere. I loved the people that were there. The competition was great. Unfortunately, the Misfits, man, had our number. They were just the one team that we didn't do the right thing at the right time. And looking back on it, hindsight 2020, we know we played that last game very wrong. We all agree on how we should have done that last game. But, it is what it is. We had a great time. The fields were challenging. And I think kind of touching back on like this whole Philly thing. I mean, if the only problem we had was dirt or turf versus the terrain that field had.
That crevasse.
Man, coming down that high side of that one woods field, by the end of day one, my calves were hurting so bad because you'd run so hard and then you do that hard braking, like you stop hard on your leg. It was brutal, man, on your body. So it's like, I get sliding on rocks and things and dirt is hard. I'm not like, I don't think what people complain to though if you play 10-man like consistently.
Right, dude. That field was. And that's an old field. I think they were saying like World Cup '94 was on that field, 90s, like or some crazy shit. Like
I was born in '93. I was talking to people that had played paintball before I was born on that field. They were like, I was like, I was born in '93, and they're like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So I love having those conversations, dude. I had a conversation with the dude that was one of the dudes that had to go to the court appearance for New Jersey to help keep paintball legal in New Jersey. I was like, dude, this is insane.
That's part of the I'm excited to see. I've pre-ordered. I hope it's coming out. I don't know, the whole like documentary that's coming out. I remember seeing clips into that. I don't know that story fully, but I have seen the clips back when paintball, at that point where people were really trying to shut it down because it was so violent. It was so your rush is off of murder.
Right. That's like, so I'm really setting myself up to do some extra work here. But so Jerry, the owner of that field, Jerry Braun, has been in paintball for like a gazillion years or whatever. So he sat down at the Overshot booth and was just bullshit and kind of talking. And like low key, I just kind of hit record on the microphones and we kind of had like an hour conversation. So I can't wait to put that out. I still got to go through that. I am very behind on all kinds of footage and content and stuff like that. But like you just like to hear him talk, like he had to go to London to study law to break out some dude that was on ground zero who did some like weird shit. Like the stories I got from the Woods Bowl World Cup are insane.
I was just standing watching a game, and I'm sitting next to Jerry's wife. I didn't know it was her. I was just talking, and she goes, "You see that man over there?" She goes, "If you ever," I told her I want to open a field one day. Hands down, one point in my life, when the time is right, it's just something I want to just be able to do. Like sit back and run the field and just be around paintball, bring people in. I have to. And she goes, if there's anything you need to know about running a field, that guy knows it. Right? That's the guy you got to talk to. That's Jerry. That's the guy you got to talk to. And so,
knows everything.
Yeah, I mean, she praised on that man. I got to talk to him. He came over and checked us out. I mean, he came over to our booth multiple times at the event, was just praising us. Congratulations on the good game and this, that. I mean, so such a great guy. But yeah, I did get to meet both of them, thankfully.
Yeah, no, he's great. So like, I think I told the story on the show before, but like, so Sunday I had a couple episodes of people I wanted to record or whatever. So Jerry comes up to the table and starts smacking it like, hey. I'm like, what's up, Jerry? He's like, did you bring gear to play? I was like, well, I mean, I wasn't planning on playing, but yeah, I have my gear. He's like, wrap this up. Put all this stuff away. I need you to play. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I had a team with people not show up, so you're playing because I'm not having them start down people. He's like, so clean up your table, clean up your shit, and go get dressed. Yeah, I played with 2 different teams.
Nice. I didn't realize
you talking about the Misfits. Yeah, it's talking about the Misfits. So I had to play the Misfits twice on Sunday. Rocky fucked me up 2 games in a row.
Rocky fucked me up.
So I had a great Sunday.
Rocky played the high side, and he would run to that TP on that far right side.
Yep.
Every game
shot me up.
And I was playing the. I don't know if you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. Rocky had my number 2. Both games I played, and then the second time we had to play them in the finals, which was our winner go on. I was the one that switched sides, and he shot me.
Get me away from this man.
And he shot, but he turned his gun and shot me the other way, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, Rocky, he good. He good.
Did you watch the ICC All-Star game draw today?
No, I was at work. I still got to watch. I kind of came home and fucking around, and I was talking to you. I'm good. As soon as we're done here, while I'm downloading this, I'm gonna watch it. So I don't know who's on what team. Do you know?
I know Moorhead's team. I'm all Moorhead's team.
You're all team Moorhead?
Yeah.
Who do you pick? Yeah. Who do you pick? You could tell me. It's fine.
He started off with Chad. He got his boy Chad George, which was awesome. I was like, yeah.
The fastest man obviously in paintball, though, so I understand.
Yeah. A couple of the guys I know I was really big on. I'm pretty sure he got Todd Adamson.
Oh, that's what's up.
I'm big on. It was really cool to see because they started getting feisty and picking each other's. Ryan was picking Dynasty guys, and Alex was picking Smart Parts guys.
I'm for it. I'm with it.
Alex picked Adam Gardner, and Ryan was like, "Are you serious?"
Yes.
Next round, Ryan picks Yosh Rao, and he's like, "Are you serious?" So when it got to that point, that was pretty entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you.
Dude, I can't fucking wait for ICC, dude.
See some of the other ones, but it's an all-star game, man. It's an all-star 10-man game. It's the people.
I think it's such a good idea, dude. I think it's such a good idea to do that.
I wanted to play, man. I know a lot of people did. I know a lot of people wanted to play. Everyone wants to play that game, but I grew up watching those all-star games too. In 07, 08, I think they did a couple of those all-star style. I loved that because I remember growing up from baseball. All-star games are where it's at. I mean, that's right. That's a huge thing in baseball. So seeing paintball do an all-star game, I was like, that was so cool as a kid to see, guys from the East Coast versus the West Coast smash up and play together. And then to hear them doing it now, I was like, honestly, I messaged Ryan Moorhead within, he posted that thing. Within less than 1 minute, I'd already messaged him. I said, there's no way I'm watching this game. I want to be on that field. But, yeah, man, legends. He goes, yeah, it's like 30 people out of 1,000. It's going to be a hard draw. And I was like, yeah.
No, for sure. But all right, cool. I want to get this rapid fire. We'll get to ICC and stuff like that. But okay, so you had the fastest trigger finger at that one ICPL, if I'm not mistaken. What was the number? I believe it was 16 plus. Am I giving you too much credit? You were one because I know Eugene was right behind you. Eugene's a ground zero gold guy, but I'm pretty sure you were number one, right?
So if what you're referring to is James Graylee's competition,
Indeed, I am.
okay.
I believe it was in Florida.
Unfortunately,
Because I remember being it hot.
I'm gonna start by this. I found this out that night at dinner. I was with Simon with Inception, right? Which I don't know if you know Simon. I think Simon would be an excellent person to have on the show. That man is a
dude. I've asked him. He's busy. I've reached out to Simon. He said he's
genius.
incredibly busy. I told him the second you have more than 10 minutes worth of free time, message me. I'm fucking get you in one of these, dude.
He's a genius. I love talking to Simon and hearing about what he's done in paintball and realizing how much I have loved his products this whole time. And like, that was you.
Hold on. Yeah, I have so many questions. So many questions.
So, man, how do we start on Simon? Simon distracted me now.
How do we? Oh, the fastest you were. Yeah, you shoot the gun really fast, and you were number one at that the James thing.
So Simon that night at dinner told me, "Oh, by the way, that competition you did today that you took second place in was using a virtue clock, which when you shoot over a virtue clock, it registers the two closest balls that were like shot. If you shoot 3 shots, it measures either the first 2 or the second 2. If you shoot a whole 20 balls, it'll only measure the distance between 2 of those. It just picks one. And then the whole stream is based off of the best one.
Right. That best 2 ball shot.
Exactly. We have agreed that I think a better competition would have been who can shoot a whole hopper the fastest.
Consistency. Yeah.
In that style, I don't think there's any person that's going to beat me.
Hands down. Nice. I like it. Confident.
But in those little, I don't want to throw people under the bus, man. I love a lot of people in this league. So everyone I'm about to associate to what I'm about to say, I love you. I'm not, but there's a certain marker that just came out. And I'll just say this. You have not seen one shooting video that is online that exists of this new marker without somebody fanning it. You haven't seen one video of somebody actually playing the game in a real life scenario and testing the chrono. And also over a virtue clock. It's also a virtue clock. So when you're seeing these 16, 20 BPS, I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, no one is shooting 20 BPS with their one finger. It's like, that's not possible. I'm sorry. I had 13.3 was my fastest that I've honestly shot. And that's what I brag about. 13 BPS.
You should.
People that you're shooting 16, 20. No, you fanned a gun over a virtue clock.
I was going to say that's all fanning, though. That's all fan.
You're like, that's it. Yeah, no, I don't fan.
Yeah. Me neither. Do you do index or do you do middle finger when you shoot?
So right hand it's index, left hand it's middle finger. I don't know why.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Okay. I'm middle on both. I don't know what it is about the middle finger.
Yeah, I sometimes will middle finger. It's kind of the style, I guess, but like an off the break, aggressive, I'm trying to get as much out as possible. Right hand, pointer finger, and it's like a little twitch. It's like this little tiny just twitch.
Right. I'm going to say it depends on the situation. I'm going to say if you see me in a picture and I'm shooting with my index finger, that's typically an oh shit moment, like someone just scared me.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, where'd he come from? Oh shit.
Exactly. That's something else I will say I definitely want to talk about is the markers I've gotten to shoot in the past 2 years, 2.5-ish years. Some of the highlights of my story, right? Mm-hmm. So like James Grayley, I have to like give credit. I'll start with James Grayley. When we got those adrenaline shockers, dude, I mean, I remember when I always say when I grew up, when I was 12 and I first started, the things that got me interested in this sport were seeing, like, I watched Dynasty, back in 2004, Dynasty was monstrous. It was Dynasty excessive. That was the first big rivalry I started watching. Seeing Dynasty and their Dynasty Shockers. And I became, I liked Shocker. I told you I grew up in Paintball Atlanta, the Team Extreme to Philly Americans route. Philly Americans were all Shocker. So I always grew up loving that Shocker brand. Elliot and I always shot Shockers back when we were kids. That was the gun we wanted to get to. I had my 07 Egos, my first gun. Met all those people. I bought a Russian Legion Shocker. That was my first Shocker I had. I think it was sick.
Those RL Shockers are dope too.
I know, and I sold it back when they were worth nothing. Now they're worth money, I feel like.
They are. All that old school stuff.
But those guns, man, and I still Caleb Adcock, he still has his SFT Shocker back from Philly Americans. Jacob Adcock has his SFT from Miami Effect, which is he has the full barrel kit. He's got the full gun, the full two max flow regs. He's got everything, all of it.
Dang.
That stuff to me was just the coolest stuff ever. Dirty Dave, I used to watch him play back on Strange and Doc's Raider. They had Shockers. So all these guys I grew up watching had their own team Shocker. And Elliot and I just praise on this. I have a gun that says
those things are so nice.
Name on it. That's so cool.
That's so sick.
That was so cool to us. And then to have Simon follow up with it, do the same thing. I love going to the field, and I use my EMEC more than anything. I love that gun, and I love going to the field and I see other EMECs because it's a very popular gun. And I praise. I'm like, hey, EMEC, and they'll look at the gun and go, what is that? I'm like, this is ours. And I love just getting the reactions of seeing this gun because it is beautiful and it shoots amazing.
Yeah, no, the EMEX are great. I love all the mechanical guns. There's not one I really don't like. They all shoot good. I think they're sick.
They do. With my speed, I'm obviously I prefer those just tube design, the new school mechanical guns.
Right. But, higher end mechanical.
Yeah, but I definitely, especially growing up with Gant and the Meteor thing, I definitely appreciate an autococker though. I still have yet to own one, and I don't want to own one until I build my own. The first one I own, I want to build it. I don't want to just buy it. I want to build it. And I've talked to Simon about it. It's in the works. It'll happen, I'm sure. But definitely.
Dude, sick. Dude, you gotta hop on train. Hang on, I got mine right here. I gotta grab it because I got a nice looking cocker. Look at this bad boy. Inception's Twister, old school Twister, not the new one. This is old school. It's green and black and clear.
That off a Pro Stock?
Yeah.
So, 2004, the kid that took me out for the first time, he had bought a high-end gun, and I remember just drooling over it when I went to his house. It was a blue 04 Pro Stock. And I remember him explaining it all and just being like, why is it so complicated? Why is it so hard? But yeah, that was the first gun I was introduced to. Was besides renting a gun, he owned his own gun, and it was he had a Tippmann, and then he had his 04 Pro Stock. And I was like, whoa, it was blue, it was shiny, it was beautiful. I was like, oh man. But yeah, that autococker has a little
it's perfect
for that reason.
Yeah, no, that was right before the autocockers were getting big, and he had a raw body, and I was like, yeah, why not? At the time, I really didn't play a lot of tournaments, and then yeah, boy, this whole mechanical autococker nation blew up, and now I got a really nice autococker.
I know. The the whole resurgence of mechanical, man. And shout out to, I'll say, the people that have really put this in place, like Tim. Rest his soul, Tim Montresor, Tom Cole, even for the ICPL. These guys that saw that there was something there and brought this back. For guys like myself, especially, the opportunities I've had in the past 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't have been able to create those opportunities if I didn't have this resurgence. right? And
Oh, dude,
I don't think I would
100%.
have brought my game to that level without this resurgence of paintball. So, I mean, I don't know how many people can really say it, but I mean, I personally am just so thankful that I had this opportunity to play this style of paintball because
Oh, me too. It's given
I,
me the memories I'll have for the rest of my life. I've gotten to play some of the best paintball players in the world because of this format. Dude, I'm so grateful for what they did.
one of my favorite moments, I remember as a kid, I'd rush home. Mom drive me home from school, get home right around 4 o'clock, run downstairs to the TV, turn it on, and hopefully catch either that Extreme Paintball Behind the Paint, was a TV show that
Yeah.
was on TV, or it was on ESPN2, they had games playing. And I remember it was like 06, they had the ESPN Smart Parts Indoor that they had
Right.
online. All Americans played. Eric Dearman he made this crazy move up the middle. Just he spun around the bunker, shot a guy, spun around this way, jumped over, shot this guy, slid in, still alive, shot the last guy. As a kid, I remember watching that live, being like, "Oh my goodness!"
Oh my God.
Years go by, life happens. I got to play on Team Extreme, which is where Dearman started as well. I have those roots at least. He doesn't know who I am yet, but we know common people. And we finally get to this whole resurgence. He started playing with, he started with the All-Americans. And actually it was Gant took us to World Cup. And we played a 5-man Mounds. It was the first year the Mounds had happened at World Cup. And we entered in.
I remember this. I wanted to go so bad.
Yep. That was actually, I remember Gant asking Lane, he said, "Hey, I know we're going to put this team together next year, but can me and 5 guys go ahead and go play World Cup this year at this Mounds event?"
Yeah, on the Mounds.
Wear Team Extreme because we're all core Team Extreme guys. We're not going to wear any other name.
Right.
And so we got his permission to do that. And that was the first resurgence of Team Extreme. And we got second place. We got to the finals. We went to overtime against the All-Americans. Now, this is the first time Elliot and I have gotten to play the All-Americans. Have even gotten to meet the All-Americans. Gant used to play with them, so he's, in with them. But we're still like the kids on the team looking like, "Oh my God, that's Spesh Robinson. Oh my God, that's, we know all these guys in this team, and it's because we've known them since we were kids. And now we're about to play the finals match at World Cup against them. And it was like, oh, this is real, man.
Wow, it's Spesh. His arms really are that big. Whoa.
Spesh cheated us, man, in the finals, man. I'm so mad about that. I'm gonna be honest still, man. Spesh and I are a lot tighter now, so I'm gonna be real. Man, I don't know. From our angle, we saw the ball just go, and he hung the flag. We don't know. But no, I mean, all jokes aside, though, that day, man, Elliot and I, we come off the second place. Doesn't matter. We're shaking these guys' hands. We're hugging them. We're like, this is so cool. After that day, they're like, "Hey, let's take a picture together, all 10 of us now." And they said, "Hey, tomorrow let's play 10-man. All the 10 of us play 10-man together under the All-Americans name." And Elliot and I, man, we were just like, "Oh my God, this is happening." It's our first tournament with Team Extreme. Long-time dream come true. Alone. Got to the All-Americans in the finals. Played them. Whatever the results are, doesn't matter. But then the next day, we get to play 10-man with the All-Americans and I got to wear, I wore Rodney Squire's 1997 World Championship long sleeve that he wore. He had it in his bag. He handed it to me, and I got to wear that. And Gant was like, "Don't tear that fucking shirt." And I was just like,
I would say they would have had to rip that shirt off my dead, lifeless body.
Oh my gosh. And then and we won the event. We won that event. So my ICPL has a win with the All-Americans on it. And to me, that's golden.
That's so
I don't
cool.
care what event, what division, I don't care. That is gold. I actually have a video still that was, I have a video from the huddle at the end of that day of Frank being like, "I'm so proud of you young kids. You guys did great today." And this, and everyone. And, oh man, dude, that was
that's me. I'm a young kid.
That was the moment, man. But I live for those moments,
awesome.
man. That's what's been so cool about getting to play with, Brendan Mayo. That's another big one. He's playing on our team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's busy, but when he gets to play, he comes around and plays with us now. And
life
the
stinks
last
sometimes.
time I heard that name, huh?
I said life stinks sometimes for sure. Shit gets in the way. You can't play paintball.
Man, he's a big hunter. Every paintball weekend,
Oh,
he's
is
got
that
a
it?
trip planned. He just likes hunting more than paintball now.
Yep, that's it. That's how that goes. Come on,
That's
dude,
how
let's
that
go
goes.
ball
But
out.
I told him that's what's so cool is like for me, and that's what this paintball like. Every time you see me at an event, people tell me I'm always smiling, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
dude,
man,
always,
like
dude.
I always this, because like if you see that smile on my face, man, like I'm writing my chapter, right? Like it's
Yeah,
happening, right? So for me, it was like meeting Brandon Mayo. That was a big. I watched him play back in 2006, 2007, back in the Avalanche days. I was a huge Avalanche fan. I used to love their style. They had the grills. They used to all paint claws or paint their frames. They were the first teams to do that.
yeah.
I used to do that shit all the time. Elliot did it too. You know, they influenced our game for sure. I bought that '07 Ego because Avalanche used to shoot Egos. And I remember watching Serial Killers and Brandon Mayo had a
Of
clip in
course.
that. And he goes, I might retire one day, but I'll be back. I'll be back one day. And I always, as a kid, I used to be able to quote that. I used to watch it so many times I could quote it. Now he's back and he's on my team. That's so cool. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, like, getting to meet those people.
Bro,
I was
paintball
always
brings
trying
the
to be,
best
like, super
moments,
cool
dude. It
and
really
chill
does.
about it and be like, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, I know.
Dude, paintball brings like the best moments. Like, dude, I played a tournament with Greg Hastings, dude. That's going on my gravestone, bro. You fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. Dude, that's what's
He
so
walked
cool.
over to the pit, and I was like, "Oh my god."
That's my favorite part about paintball, and 10-man especially. But that is my favorite part of paintball. It's just I just want to meet people. I want to hear stories, and then when I get a chance, I've got to play Aftershock on Sunday for a go home or go on moment in the ICPL, and they sent us home one event. We sent them home the next event. Like those moments, man.
Bro,
Like
I had a moment
remember.
like that with Dynasty. I had a moment like that against Dynasty. We won our first game. You know how it works. You've got, round robin. You get 2 games, 3 teams. We win our first game. Our second game is against Dynasty to go on. Needless to say, we did not go on.
We did once, we didn't the other, man. And like, we had a moment, we had some interesting things happen. There was one ICC, I will say, I mean, not to get into it too much because I know we don't like to talk about it, but
right.
One of our first ICCs that I played, we went undefeated up until Sunday. Sunday we played, I remember we won the first game and then we lost to Infamous. And that lost Infamous sent us home. That one loss, the whole ICC sent us home.
Lost one game.
I remember being back home and just analyzing footage and just studying and just like, what is everything that went wrong? What is everything I can do better? But like ICC, man, I can't say enough about that. Is my favorite paintball tournament that exists, and I'm so excited that it's coming.
Cannot wait, dude. I'm fucking
excited.
juiced.
There's nothing better than the ICC experience. There's just nothing that exists.
Bro, I can't wait. We have the All-Americans in our bracket, dude. Like, let's go.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. I said the same thing. Yeah, I was not. Here's the thing. Like, I am not one of those dudes that's like, oh, dude, I got the All-Americans. It's going to be a tough game. I look at it as like we were talking about before. I'm like, bro, I get to have on my resume that I played a game against the All-Americans, regardless of how it goes.
If there's one team that I like don't fear that I should, it's the All-American. Like anytime I get to play them, I'm just so excited. Like I have so much respect for all of those guys now. That is one of my favorite games to play, where it's like playing my friends now and people that I look up to and I cherish, to play against. I love getting to play the All-Americans. It's a big game for me, always. Adrenaline, because again, just because of how close of friends. It's always your friends, right? It's always the people you love the most.
Right.
You love to kick their ass because I want to talk shit, right? Like that's all it's about.
Oh, dude, 100%.
So, yeah, the Adrenaline guys, I love to death. The All-Americans guys, I love to death. The Misfits guys, they've had our number the past, I don't know how many times we've played them. Unfortunately, they're due for one. I will say we owe them one.
Oh, you gonna get it.
It's coming. I hope we don't have to play them soon, because that's a game that we all have built up. Like we're ready for. But yeah, man, I mean, this resurgence has brought all that back and creates the opportunity to play against those people, play against those teams, created new opportunities for me. And like I said, getting to go into 10-man or getting to go back into X-Ball, I think it's made me a 10 times better X-Ball player. Like,
oh yeah,
if you are refusing to learn where your mentors started, like, you're gonna miss out, man. You're missing a piece.
dude, you're gonna miss out. Dude, 100%. I agree with so many of the things you said in this episode. I think you're so right. There's everything from bringing it back to everything. But coming up to the end now, I've taken I think enough of your time today. I thank you again for being so gracious and spending so much time on here. But looking into ICC and everything going into the future, I did not see you guys at ICPL. In the future, I hope that's a one-time thing. I mean, you guys are in for Chicago.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Perfect. Don't give me the bullshit. I'm not interested. I'm sure there's whatever. I'm not going to ask you about why you guys didn't show this, that, or the other thing. But Chicago, there's going to be Wolves.
Yeah. I'll be the one to ruin it, man. Will rocks. Love that guy. I know he's spread some rumors recently.
Will would never.
Will rocks for the news. Like,
yeah.
So we took this break. We needed it, man. Like, we haven't gotten we started off with a really good record of wins, and it's been a little bit since we've been on top. So we needed this break to kind of just rejuvenate. And coming to New York, we came with a different. There's a few people that are typically always at events that weren't at this one. We kind of had a limited roster.
Right.
Not that it was a weak roster, though. We had a good showing, which I love to see. It rejuvenated something in the Wolves. So I will go ahead and be the first to say that I'm talking to these guys on Xbox every night. I'm talking to these guys in the group chats. There is a spark that recently just happened of people, like the excitement for this event right now. We needed it. We just need to take a break, rejuvenate, and now everyone's really excited for ICC, and I'm really excited to see how we come out swinging.
Dude, I'm pumped. I can't wait to see you guys. I love all you guys, so I want to see you guys on top as long as it's not at my expense. So I really hope you guys get back to your previous dominance and get back on top. But I would not be remiss. I watch Elliot streams all the time. I'm a big gamer myself, so I got to ask, we're dropping in the Verdance. What's the loadout? What are we rocking these days?
It's been a while since I dropped into Verdansk, man. We're a big rebirth.
Oh.
We're big rebirth.
Okay, yeah, okay. So what are we rocking? You guys been running rebirth? I know I should have known that because I watch Elliot streams a lot. You guys do our rebirth a lot. But what do we run? I did. I was watching one of the dubs the other day. I was actually cooking. Yes, I was gonna say yeah. I was like yeah. So you guys are in rebirth. What do you guys wear? What do you rock? You drop in, you pick your loadout. What are you rocking?
Dude, I'm the sniper. That Car 98, man, there's nothing better in the game. There's not a better gun in the game. There's not a better gun.
Yeah.
So I'm a Car 98.
I love it as the
and then that new Milano.
What? The new yeah.
Dude, the Milano smacks.
Nice. Is that okay?
Milano with the micro with the micro dot LED.
Mm-hmm.
And then Car 98. That's my go-to.
That's your jam?
And trusty loadout right there.
Oh hell yeah. I had to ask. All right, cool. And the last thing before we get out of here, anyone that you have not given a shout out to, we've talked about a ton of people, Lane Wright, a bunch of people, but is there someone that we have not brought up that you like to give a personal shout out that's maybe helped you get to where you are in your paintball career or anything like that?
Oof, man. The Ewell family, Barry Ewell and the Adrenaline Army, whole family of the Adrenaline Army, man, got me started. Lane Wright, Gant McClellan, the whole Team Extreme Paintball Atlanta experience, put it on the map. The Saberwolves, Justin Owens, and how much he supports our team. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate Justin Owens and how much he does for our team. All my teammates, just how much they support me on and off the field. Huge thing. I will say, 'cause, I mean, we're really close family.
Yeah.
And then just any of our current sponsors, I say Inception Designs right now being we kind of faded away from all sponsors this year, but we decided that Simon is just somebody, a person that we want to support so much because we just love that guy.
He's the best.
And everything he does. So that's the only sponsor that I have to thank or should thank, but only person that's really supporting the Wolves. I will say, I mean, that's the only person I've had support us in the level he supported us.
Right.
And then when it comes to at home, my girlfriend. You know, I live at home with my girlfriend Caitlin. I am one of those guys that is extremely blessed to have a loving girlfriend that loves paintball. She travels to tournaments, hits for us, she does things.
That's awesome.
You know, that's always a blessing to have. I know that, so I'm thankful for that as well.
Hell yeah, dude. My girl's a pusher too. Like, I'll wake up early for a tournament. Like, say I'm like, honey, I got to get up at 4. I'll get up at a bit. All right, honey, I'm leaving. She's like, all right, remember, I didn't wake up early for a loser. I'm like, all right, thanks, honey.
Put the pressure on.
My girl's hard body. Yeah, my girl's hard body. She don't play games like that.
I travel to Alabama, Tennessee, local stuff. It's in the Southeast region. I'm in Atlanta, so, you know, but, you know, we'll 3-4 hour drives to Nashville, and, you know, she'll drive the morning shift so I can sleep in the car so I can play that event, and then, you know, I'll drive us home.
Oh, dude, she's A1. She's A1. That's what's up.
She is.
Dude, hell yeah. So again, the AA round of Paintball, thank you for coming on, dude. This was great, man. We're going to have you back and chit-chat some more. But this was a great, hopefully everyone gets excited for ICC because we were juicing it up, man. And thank you all the listeners for hanging out with us for this long. And again, Aaron, dude, thank you again for coming on, dude.
Absolutely. And I'm going to plug to the barrel cam. I'm going to bring the GoPro back at ICC. So I've been off that page for unfortunately way too long now, but if you haven't checked out the barrel cam on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
I will put it in the description. So if you are looking for it, it will be in the description for the podcast, YouTube video, or however you view this. It will be in the description so you can find it. I also recently bought a barrel cam, so I will be shooting some barrel cam footage of ICC as well. Maybe I'll link up and send it to Aaron, and we'll get you guys some sweet footage, man.
Travis, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I can't thank you enough. I've been so excited to be on this show ever since I watched all my friends get on here. I love hearing the stories. I love you bringing out the stories of all the people you've had on the show. Please keep it going.
Can't stop, won't stop, dude. Won't ever. Dude, thank you again. Thank you to the listeners again, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.